tell you he's still got a good sense of humor.
I told them all, you can joke with me, you can laugh at me. I'm not perfect. You'll see me hobbling out there on the court. You'll see me stumble as I'm trying to show you a defensive move. It's funny. There was a time when you wouldn't be laughing because I'd be kicking your butt, but that time is long past.
I still don't think that Coach Allens is anyone to be trifled with, and I think the net players would agree with me on that one.
Oh, yes, I know they've got that one figured out. And I do too, as a matter of fact. The last thing anybody on the team better be doing is laughing at Lionel Hollins. Just ask Darren Williams.
Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And looking at what we've seen so far from the Nets, what do you guys think?
It's all about their defense. They have just done a terrific job of negating the timing and spacing of their opponent.
Every shot is challenged and challenged well.
Donald Sloan out there with Wayne Ellington. Then there's Johnson. Then it's Bargnani. And it's Lopez in at the 5 down low. That's the Nets 5 as we get into the second quarter. The dish to Ellington. Lopez a screen. Lets the 3 fly. Tries again, and he sinks the layup. Bargnani's got 6.
Really nice job to convert the putback opportunity there. I mean, he stayed with that play from start to finish. That's something we say about him a lot.
Iverson dishes to Covington, and out of bounds as the Nets gain possession.
Well, a lot of tough teams in this league. Here's where Brooklyn sits right now. 4th in field goal percentage, 5th in blocks, and they are in the top third of the league in assists. The quality of players they have, you thought they might be better there, but not bad.
And they've obviously been one of the elite shooting teams in the league, taking a very disciplined approach offensively, and they have the field goal percentage to prove it.
And the 76ers making a change here. Roten's checked in. Lopez kicks to Johnson. Here's the screen. Back to Lopez. Lets it go from deep. Again, the miss by Johnson. The 76ers trail by 5. The 76ers might have dodged having the worst record in the league last season, but they didn't dodge having the worst road record last year, Clark.
They could not dodge that one, Kevin. Just 6 wins on the road, but that was pretty much expected considering the youth and inexperience of this team.
Picked by Bargnani. Kicks it out to Johnson. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Now here's Iverson. And you can see his scoring totals. Those are some pretty good numbers. He's putting up close to 15 points a game on average. 6 on the shot clock. Covington kicks to Okafor with the shot. Roten, no good. Brooklyn's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Johnson with it. Iverson picks him up. Picked by Bargnani. Here's Sloan. Sinks the three-pointer. Sloan's got his second bucket of the night.
Not the biggest fan of that shot, but he had the space to get it off, so why not?
Iverson passes to Okafor. Back to Iverson. Shot from 16. It's rebounded by Bargnani.
You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it.
Pass to Ellington. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Ellington's got 6 points.
Just a late reaction there from the defense, and he is always going to finish that one.
Injuries have certainly taken their toll on Bargnani, culminating in disaster last season. Greg suiting up for only 29 games, the fewest ever in his career.
Yeah, I mean, he had a series of leg injuries, the hammy, the calf. Really unfortunate part about it is that he has so much talent, but yet really to develop that on the floor because of all the issues.
The 76ers again can't hit it. Nets leading by 7. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Picked by Bargnani. Now here's Ellington. He's covered by Roten. Kicks it out to Johnson. The 15-footer, good. And now a 9-point Nets lead.
And in thinking about Bargnani's impact, he's a guy who can generate points from every spot on the floor. Three-point range, converts at the rim. He's about 7 feet tall, 250 pounds, and shoots free throws like a guard.
Will it go? That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
They are absolutely stroking it from outside. I mean, textbook perfect. Good balance, nice high release, splash.
Lopez a screen. Pass to Ellington. He dishes it to Bargnani. And here is Johnson. He's been a reliable scorer for him as he's averaging up over 13 points a game. And that one's good.
And talking about Bargnani last season, he was actually generating efficient numbers when he was healthy. I mean, way up in field goal percentage, three-point percentage. I would love to see him remain healthy and have a chance to quiet the doubters.
After going scoreless in the first, he's really found a way to turn it on here in the second quarter.
Sloan dishes to Lopez. Johnson outside. Back to Lopez. The 8-footer. The shot is off. Excellent D there from Okafor. The 76ers trail by 6. Thompson outside. Down low. And the whistle blows. It's going to be Andrea Bargnani. That's foul number 2 for him. And a new group in for the Nets. Young's checked in for Bargnani. Karasov comes in for Johnson. Bogdanovich, he's checked in for Wayne Ellington. And it's Larkin in for Donald Sloan. Carlos Boozer's checked in for Philadelphia. Grant comes in for Nerlens Noel. On the wing, Thompson. He feeds it to Boozer. Little turnaround. They get it again. Grant. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. Grant's got his second basket.
How about the perseverance there, the extra effort on that offensive glass?
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. Nets were the hottest team and story a few years back, certainly, but last season they were put up for sale. Surprisingly to some, Clark, midway through the year.
Yeah, that was odd timing given the new arena and rebranding. I mean, you would think after all that effort to rebuild the team, you would see it through.
Jumper off the screen, and Boozer with the block. Now Grant. The pass to Cannon. Three-pointer. And Lopez pulls it down. Lopez has got 3 rebounds now in this one.
And for the Nets being put up for sale, a big part of it was they were a team that was supposed to compete for titles. And since the move to Brooklyn, they have had trouble going deep in the playoffs.
And here's the break. Here's Thompson. Rebound, Brooklyn. And guys, this is the first they're seeing of the 76ers this year.
And as you would expect, they came out on top in last season's series against this club, but no reason to expect anything different this time around.
Exactly. Guys, they're clearly the better team, but you can't take anybody for granted. They're all NBA players. They get their checks twice a month across the league, so you've got to come prepared and focused and ready to play. And you know, with Brooklyn, I don't think anybody wants to take over a team in a rebuild mode. I mean, that's what the Nets seem to be looking at for the next few seasons. They had their shot, went all in with some of their decisions, unfortunately came up short. Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Nets leading by 5. Here's Larkin, screened by Young. Thompson comes with the double team. And Young with the basket on the assist by Larkin.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Grant outside. Screened by Boozer. Grant kicks to Boozer. Feeds it to Thompson. 76ers moving the ball around. Knocked loose. In transition, here come the Nets. Outside Landry. Grant gets a wide open look. Another miss by Philadelphia. The Nets have gotten 7 of their 12 field goal attempts to drop here in the second quarter. Up over 50%. They get it back. Young's shot is off.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there. And he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Clark, maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
It could be, Kevin. I mean, a dunk like that can sometimes get an opponent reeling.
Timeout called, the Nets.
Well, guys, once again, the 76ers finished second to last in the East. Amazingly managed to win fewer games against the East than they did the year before, which was 14 wins in 2014.
Kendall Marshall's checked in for Hollis Thompson. Lopez a screen. Larkin kicks to Lopez. Hits in and hoping this is the start of a new trend. 2 for 8 now from the field.
They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Clearly, they've been the aggressors thus far when it comes to attacking the interior in this first half.
Lopez with the steal. Here's Larkin. Over to the left wing. We've got 1:23 left to play here in the second quarter. Just 5 to shoot. And here's Young from the arc. Rebound by Marshall. One thing, Greg, about Philadelphia, you talked about this. Only 12 wins for them last year against the East.
And Kevin, how about not getting a win against their own conference until December? I mean, as bad as the Sixers were last year, though, they weren't the worst. So sometimes, even for me, I still can't fathom that's the case.
Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, I mean, he has got power in bunches on that two-hand.
Young outside. Here's Bogdanovich. His three-pointer's off the mark. Clock management. This is where they can get a 2 for 1.
And Kevin, every opportunity counts.
And so it looks like the 76ers will retain possession here. Some changes for Philadelphia. Robert Covington comes in for Jeremy Grant, and Iverson's subbed in for Cannon.
Allen Iverson.
There's 38 seconds left in the first half. Allen Iverson on the wing. 6 on the shot clock. Takes the turnaround J. It's Boozer missing. Nets leading by 5. Here's Larkin. Young, a screen on Landry. Larkin, the pass to Lopez. And again, it's the Nets missing. Here's Covington. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. It's the Nets leading by 5. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Andrea, you've had to face an offense that likes to run at a very fast pace. Has it been difficult to try to slow them down?
Yeah, it's pretty tough. The main thing, we got to run back in transition because we've got tremendous speed. So they hurt us on the fast break, so everybody got to get back.
That's a good starting point, Andrea. Thanks for the time. Guys?
Thanks so much, Doris, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back in there for the start of the third quarter after this break.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith as we start breaking it down for you. Brooklyn found themselves in a close game in the first. Some nice stretches of basketball from them, and at one point, they pushed the lead up to 7. And from what we saw so far from the Nets, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Well, you expect the home team to take care of business, and they have. They didn't play flawlessly, but they held their own. Now we get to see the true test in the second half.
Shaq, what'd you think about Philadelphia?
Well, how about that contribution they got from the bench? Nice. Those are some much-needed points, and it keeps them right in the game. I wouldn't be surprised to see him dig a little deeper into that bench. Some games you just got to go with the lineups that are working and just improvise.